Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your man Big Soul here, and I want to welcome everyone back to the channel. I hope everyone out there is staying as safe as they possibly can in these crazy lockdown times we're living in. And in today's video, I want to offer some tips and strategies that I have learned and personally used to properly manage my gold. Now, I want to say that this video is not about gold farming necessarily. I will be providing some tips, but frankly, there's better YouTubers and better videos out there on that subject of gold farming. So I suggest you look for that because I am not the best at that. But what I can do is help you strategize and use your gold better so you're not just spending as recklessly as I once did. So without further ado, let's jump right in. The first stop on the gold management guide is a very simple but very fundamental rule, and that is being realistic. If you cannot keep it real with yourself, at the very least, keep it realistic. Now, some of you may be asking, well, Soul, what do you mean by being realistic? And it's quite simple. It's just knowing your poor spending habits, knowing your strengths, knowing what activities you're going to do to get the gold, and knowing and setting some realistic goals. I'll give you an example. I was an egregious transmog spender. I was spending upwards of 5,000 gold a week when I added it up, or as I state, when LVY added it up for me. And it would hurt my soul every single time I read that number back. It was gross. I was disgusted with myself. So I had to fix it. And what was the problem really? I just had really bad transmog. So I set some time aside. I found 3 transmog sets that I would like, and I farmed them. And once I got them all, it drastically reduced the amount of gold I was spending day to day on transmog. Now, of course, I have more than 3 sets. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I have multiple sets now because I really didn't want to keep spending that much gold. But it just goes to show that I had a problem, I addressed it, and I was real about it. And it's really quite that simple. As long as you're realistic with yourself, you will prosper. The next stop in the gold management guide is 2 words that make some men across the world damn near pass out at the sound of them, and that's commitment and dedication. And to elaborate on that, it ties back into being realistic with yourself. Don't commit yourself or dedicate yourself to a cause that you know damn well you're not going to do long term. And I'll give you an example of that. A lot of people that I know, when trying to farm some gold up, will go straight to YouTube and just put in a gold farming guide. Seems logical, and those videos do have quite valuable information. However, if you're not going to take the necessary steps to make those guides really efficient by farming 2 to 3 times a week, by watching the auction house and making the most of your mats, then you're just wasting your time. My advice, start off small, and the best thing to start off with is something that I have experience with is mountain transmog runs. Not only are these quick and efficient, they provide a decent amount of gold for the time invested, and you can do them completely on your own. And what's the best part about that is you can set up a schedule to make yourself a couple hundred gold every week just from doing these transmog runs. It is quite effective, and trust me, you will find yourself saving up a lot of gold in the long run. The third stop on the gold management guide is admittedly something that's going to take more time and research investment, but will definitely pay off in the long run, and that is knowing your server economy. Server economy can vary drastically, and knowing this information can help you both manage and maintain your gold amounts. If you're new to a server, a quick way to get a feel of the economy is about simply getting in the streets, watching trade chat, and watching what goods and services are on sale and have a stable market. This is often key to making gold yourself. Consumables such as flasks, food, and potions are all good starting points when looking for a stable environment. Goods such as mounts and battle pets, however, tend to have a swinging pendulum and require a little bit more finesse to prosper. I'll give you an example of this. In Legion, the server I was occupying had a decent mount market, but there was one fatal flaw. The jewel craftable mounts, the Ruby Panther, the Onyx Panther, and so on, was very few and far between in terms of trying to purchase them. So me being a jewel crafter, locked in on this immediately. I took some time and months to farm up the mats to fill up a bag filled with mounts. And before you know it, I put all of those on the auction house, and boom, had the Panther market locked in. And I was able to capitalize on this and amass a substantial amount of gold, a large amount of which has lasted me through the entirety of BFA. Now, yes, I know every store is not going to be like this, and every server's economy is different, but with a little bit of patience and finesse, you'll be able to prosper too and know your market well. And the last stop on the gold management guide is not necessarily one large tip, but 3 smaller hot takes that I like to include that will hopefully have some resonance with you and help you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. To jump right in, hot take number 1, it ain't how much you make, it's how much you spend. Listen to your Uncle Soul. If you're making 20,000 gold a month, you shouldn't be spending 19,000 of it. That math don't add up, and you shouldn't fall into that trap. Hot take number 2, consistency is key. If you are inconsistent with your gold farming, with your MOG running, with your mount running, so on and so forth, your pockets will reflect and your gold will be inconsistent, and no one likes inconsistent money. Hot take number 3, treat the clientele like addicts. I know that sounds messed up to say, but the reality is this: customers are like addicts. They will go wherever the product is as long as it's good, inconsistent, and a lot of times affordable. So if you can't have quality items, just make sure it's affordable and the rest will come. And that's it. Well, everyone, it was a fun video. Honestly, this was my first time doing a guide type video, and I hope at least I was able to help one person, because that's the goal. If I can at least touch one person and help them out, then my job here is done. If you liked the video, please give a like and consider subscribing. Hey, if you didn't like the video, give it a dislike and put in the comments. Tell me what I can improve, because I'm always receptive to information that's going to help me in the long run. I thank everyone for watching this video once again, and please stay tuned for more content because it's on the horizon. This is Big Soul out. Peace.